In today's video, I'm gonna share with you 5 things you need to know about getting a shop for your detailing business. I'll cover some beginner level questions, give you some of my advice on how I went about finding a shop and whether or not you actually need one. And also this Saturday, the 30th, I will be opening up enrollment into my online marketing course, SEO for Detailers. That's where I help you to rank your website on the first page of Google for targeted keywords. Like let's say if you're in Austin, you'd want to rank for keywords like Austin car detailing. You can check the first link down in the description box to get notified when it opens up. Let's go ahead and get started with this video. First things first is that if you get a shop, whether it's big or small, it's not gonna bring in more customers or generate more revenue if you don't already have that in place. Meaning you might be saying, man, like I'm struggling to get customers, you know, I can't find them. Well, maybe if I had a storefront, maybe if I had a shop, yeah, that would help me because I would get foot traffic and people will see it driving by and I can invite people to come over. And you think, well, if I get the shop, that's definitely gonna get me going. And then you start putting these basically these lies in your head saying, oh, well now I need it. Now I have to get it. Now let me go look for a shop. And yes, to some degree, depending on the location, depending where you get it, like to some people it might actually happen where you're in the right spot with the right area. It's like, oh yeah, like you're starting to get more customers. But I would not bet on saying, well, my business isn't growing, I'm not making any money. I think a shop would be the fix to that because it's not. If you're not already getting customers, if you're not already making money, if your phone isn't ringing, if your emails aren't chirping, if your text messages aren't ringing because that's not happening yet, simply saying, hey, I'm gonna go get a shop now because that's what's gonna fix everything is not gonna be the solution. Don't put these false truths saying, no, that's the thing that's gonna make it happen. That right there, because it's gonna happen in all areas of your business. And don't think, oh yeah, if I get a shop, that's when my business is gonna take off. Like no, you want your business right now. If you're mobile, if you're working at your home garage, you want it right now to produce revenue, to get customers, to actually book out your schedule with actual work. Don't play make believe and say, yeah, once I get that shop, then I'll do everything. No. Do everything first. Get the revenue, get the customers, get the momentum, and then you go get a shop. The next question is like, man, how do you get a shop? How do you start with that? There's this website called loopnet.com. It's basically the marketplace, but for spaces, whether it's industrial, commercial, retail, you just look on there. So it's literally gonna be just searching on LoopNet. I'm sure there's other websites, that's the main one that I stay on. It's searching on LoopNet, visiting the locations in person, asking a ton of questions, and just getting a feel for what you think you need or want and then what you can afford. Now, you can get a broker on your behalf to go negotiate with the other landlord or broker, whoever it is. These last 2 that I got, the only 2 that I have, the 104 and 105, I didn't have a broker just because I just did my due diligence and I was working with this person already, so I was more comfortable just making the decision. But if you, people think like, oh, so what's the special thing I have to do? It's like, well, it's gonna be dependent on the area that you live in. Here in Texas, they didn't require anything. Like, I'm still astonished on how simple it is to get a shop. No type of licensing, no, I mean, they give you like general liability insurance, I believe. But other than that, they don't like audit your finances to see if you have that much money in your account to support the rent or anything. It's like you just pay the first month's rent and then a security deposit equivalent of first month's or last month's rent. And that's it. Like, it's a very, very straightforward process. Now, of course, as detailers, we have it more straightforward. If this was like a restaurant, that's gonna require some different type of things to do, obviously. So for us, it was very easy and straightforward, but it's really just going in person, looking at it, asking questions, and seeing what the price is gonna be, if there's negotiations. Now, if you're getting like a 1,500 like we have, or a 2,000 square foot shop, and it's gonna be different for every person. Like, I really can't say like this is exactly what you need, because it's like if you're in Seattle versus New York versus Chicago versus Houston versus El Paso, like each suite or each location is gonna have its own things, right? The type of, if it's triple net or if it's like double net or like whatever it is, all the different types of setups that they have, and the space, warehouse between office, who pays what, who does this, like how much it costs, the square footage, like they're just, every location and every person that you work with is gonna be different. So it's really on a case by case basis on how you approach it. Now, it's just like, where are you with your business? How many customers do you have? I mean, what kind of services are you trying to do? I mean, do you want to put a shop in your gym? You know, do you want a room for a podcast because you want to eventually start a podcast? Or, you know, do you want to have in-person training so you need maybe I don't know, it's just really dependent on you. But I would say that the simple framework is loopnet.com, search around. You send an email out, say, hey, I'd like to go tour it. You go tour it, take a bunch of photos, a bunch of videos, ask a bunch of questions, talk to the person, say, hey, like, this is my business, this is what I'm looking for, here's are my needs, can you accommodate that? Is there any problems with any of that? Because the thing that I ran into a lot is like a lot of places, just anything automotive or anything water related, they just would not do. Like on the listing, it would say, we do not accept anything automotive. So it's like, boom, okay, I thought that was a good location. I wanted to go look at it, but just flat out nothing automotive is done there. So it's like, boom, that cuts you out of the picture. So it's really you doing your due diligence on every single location. Now look, your business has to be making money, right? Like you have to be making revenue. I mean, I can't tell you how much that needs to be, right? Because everyone's finances are gonna be different. Everyone's goals are gonna be different, but please don't say like, oh, I'm barely making any money. Let me get a shop because then that's gonna help me make money. Not at all. The next thing is it costs money to open up a shop. So let's say that the rent is gonna be $1,500 per month. So you're saying, okay, I just have to cover $1,500. It's like, okay, well, wait, hold on there, buddy. Now, make sure you're covering the Wi-Fi in there. Make sure you're adding the power if that's not already included in your lease. Make sure you're covering water if that's not already covered in your lease. Make sure you're covering for, you know, whatever other little details that goes to just running the place. Now on top of that though, look into everything that you're gonna need, right? Because you think, oh yeah, I'll just bring my mobile van and put everything in there and stop being mobile. It's like, that's not gonna be enough. When we got the first shop, we thought that would be enough. Like, oh yeah, let's just like kind of get the stuff that we have in our mobile van and put it in the shop. It was still like, you still need to fully, you know, not max out, but you need to basically suit up the shop that you have with all the appropriate shelving, the fridges, the microwaves. If you're gonna have an office set up, you have to set that up. You have to like, you still have to invest a bunch of money to get it up and running to something to where like it's actually operational. Like I gave this example a few videos ago of like, the bigger the space you get, or if you just go like going from your home garage to a shop, even if it's 1,500 square feet, is great. But the problem is that in your home garage, since it's such a small confined space, you can get away with a lot of things. Well, I'm sorry, you can get away with minimal things because it's such a small space, right? You don't need that many lights. You don't need a big air compressor. You don't need a 50-foot hose. You don't need like all these crazy things because it's your home garage. It's such a compact size that you can work out of. If you move into a 1,500 square foot shop or a 3,500 square foot shop, you now need at least 10 times more of everything to make use of that space. Because if you don't have a shelves, if you don't have a fridge, if you don't have a pressure, like, you're gonna actually have to spend, it depends, but let's say quite a bit of money to get it operational. Like, you're just not gonna move in and be like, yep, it's all working. You might have to repaint the walls, you might need to add some lighting, you might need to add some new sockets around there, and guess what? Everything costs money. Anything you wanna do to your space, anything, paint the walls, you wanna get furniture, you wanna get a good office, you want to get a speaker to play music, you want to, you know, store things, cabinet, all that literally. Every single thing you want is gonna cost money, either money or time. Either way, it's gonna cost a lot. So you have to really factor in the cost of everything that you think you need, because I'll tell you what, not every time, but okay, let's say every time I've planned for like the mobile van or the shop or this shop, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that, okay, I should be good. And then I go get the things, and then I come back, I put it into use, and it's like, I need a lot more now, you know? And not like, oh, like you're being greedy or like, you just want to be spontaneous. It's like, no, it's like, I thought we just needed 2 of these. We actually need about 4 to not make it annoying, right? Or you think, oh yeah, just 1 reel is good enough, right? It's like, no, man, with the space, you actually need about 4 of these. And that's the thing you'll run into a lot. Like, you'll plan, you think you have everything in place. And then once you actually get it rolling, you're like, oh man, like, we need about 3 more. Now, one thing I would say is we've been in the new shop for almost a week. Actually, yes, a week. So literally maybe 7 days. And what has helped us, again, every situation will be different. You watching this, your situation is much different than mine. So one thing that it has been so relieving is the mental clarity that I've gotten, that we've all gotten from getting the second shop, because in that shop, we were able to put the gym. I had basically all my YouTube equipment there, like the lights, the mics, just all the charging stations, the cameras, the tripods. We had one office, one restroom. So we were all just confined into this small little itsy bitsy shop with basically no room for anything. Like if we wanted to move a car, or we wanted to like bring something in, like we would have, okay, hey, go move this, go move that, okay, bring this over here, okay, move that there, okay, move this over here now. And it would be like that for anything that we needed to do. If there was 3 cars at the shop, it would just be like, okay, hey, move this, watch this, hey, watch out, hey, bring this over here, okay, move that over there, hey, okay, bring it over here. Like it would be that every single day. And more often than not, we have 1, 2, 3 vehicles at a time when we have shop work. So it was very, very, very cumbersome. And it's just one of those things where like you're not able to like mentally breathe, right? You can't, you're mentally and physically confined to this small little space. So it's like, opening the doors, hey, don't open it all the way. When you're trying to walk by, you're kind of like shimming by the next person. If you want to bring 2 vehicles in, you're squeezing them together to make it fit. But now that we've had 2 shops, I removed all the clutter from over there and brought it over here into storage. And now you can breathe over there. There's room to open up the doors. We only have what we need in the 104 unit. And it has made life, even just after this week, so much better, because it's just like the mental fatigue is gone of like, oh, hey, watch out, you don't have to, it's like people can breathe, people can stretch their legs, people can stretch their arms now. It's like, it's not as a confined space, and that has made even in just this week, it's made a world difference. And that's why I say like, and I get it, like not many people are gonna be interested in continuing to get bigger and bigger shops, right? But it is like, assuming other things are in place, the bigger the shop, the more opportunity that you have, right? What that opportunity entails is gonna be different for everyone. For me, for this space, it's gonna be being able to create more podcast episodes. It's gonna be able to shoot more videos. It's gonna be able to do more photo shoots. It's gonna be able to have a better gym for myself, right? It's gonna be able to bring overflow and customers from over there, over here when needed. It's had such an impact on the mental clarity side of things that I just like, it's just a big sigh of relief. That's all I can say. Like, it's a big sigh of relief to not be squished into one little area. Now, do you really need a shop? Like, it's just gonna depend on you, right? What are your goals? What's your situation? What do you wanna achieve, right? What do you wanna do with your business in your life? Are there detailers that have a home garage that are making just as much money as we are? I would like to think there's someone out there that's doing that, right? Are there detailers out there working out of the home garage that are working on high-end vehicles, paint correction vehicles that want paint correction out of their 2-car garage? Yeah, absolutely. So if you're the one saying, well, I really need a shop because that's gonna be professional, and I really want, it's like there's people doing what you want out of their home garage. So don't think by default this is the only way because it's professional. I mean, even with like, you gotta think about it like this, like us as mobile detailers, we're working out of home garages, but at the customer's location. So to say it's like out of the ordinary for a customer to bring their vehicle to your home garage isn't that weird, Is it a bit different than a shop? Of course it is. But it's like, is it impossible? No, absolutely not. And if you want to start your business or transition from mobile to your home garage, you can do it. Like, one that immediately comes to mind is Phil Miranda and Carlos Serrano's. Like, they are both mobile. I believe Phil now is not mobile and he's doing everything out of his home garage. And then Carlos, I think he does both, but primarily mobile. But what I'm getting at though is that you don't need a shop in order to do anything that you want with your business. Now, of course, once you get to a point of like, man, I want to book in 4 vehicles today, but I only have my 2-car garage. It's like, okay, at that point, yeah, it kind of makes sense that a shop would facilitate growth. But to say like, oh man, I don't want to be mobile, what do I do? It's like, well, bring them to your home garage, right? And over time, you'll develop like, man, like, now I don't have enough space or I don't have enough storage. Like, a shop would be nice. Yeah, okay, now that you have the customers, you have the money, you have the revenue, you have the momentum, let me go look out and see what's there. But don't think like, oh, I have to wait until I'm able to afford it. No, go bring the vehicles to your home garage. I don't care if it's a 1-car garage, it's limited, you can get it done, because I've worked in some pretty small garages with boxes and things everywhere, and we're still able to do like a correction and coating on it. Not ideal, let me tell you, but it can still be done. So yes, if you can bring customer vehicles to your home garage, there's no problem with it. Now, you might just have to communicate it more clearly to the customer, letting them know that, hey, this is my home garage, you have to drop it off, you can't wait around. But other than that, like, you can do that now. And that's gonna wrap up the video right here. Let me know your questions on anything shop related, just because I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos on this, since I know this is just a question a lot of people have. So let me know any questions about leasing a shop or the size, or just any question you have about a shop. Let me know in the comment section down below, and as I continue this series, I will address those questions. You can check the description box down below for the ultimate guide to start your detailing business, my podcast, the Detailing Business Class podcast, my second YouTube channel, the Proper Care channel, and then again on Saturday the 30th, I'll be opening up enrollments into SEO for Detailers, which is my online marketing course to get your website ranked on the first page of Google to generate a consistent flow of qualified leads and sales into your business. That'll all be linked down below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.